So, welcome back to the channel. Anyone that hasn't been here, or anyone that's returning, or any new subscribers, people that haven't seen what's happening here. We do a bit of repairs, we do a bit of everything here. As you can see, garage is a lot of bikes, RG250, R6, Aprilia, Bandit. We've lots of dirt bikes, lots of all sorts of stuff around here. But this is the latest project. We went and bought this. There's another frame, engine, all in bits. Yeah, so what I'm going to do today now is I'm going to sort out what I have double of and what I'm going to be selling on. So I'll be selling some parts to try and fund this project. There's a complete rear end, not cut. That one up there is cut, and we are turning this into a race bike, so that will be the one that we'll be using. So there's a perfectly good road one for someone. Has a few little rust marks here and there, but all of them yokes will be rusty at this stage. 30-year-old bike, whatever, you know. So yeah, I'm going to run down through the parts one by one and trying to figure out what I need, what's good, what's not good, what's for the bin, what's for eBay, and what I need to buy on eBay. So right, I'm going to start with the sprocket carrier. This is the rear sprocket carrier. As you can see, the sprocket itself is turning back into clay. The camera picked it up, but that's what happens with these. With that aluminium, it just turns back into dust. Corrosion, that's been left outside for a long time. But yeah, I run a wire wheel on that bit, so it will clean up pretty good. Most of these parts I'm probably going to get vapor blasted. A friend of mine has a vapor blast. There's a selection of exhausts, and there's the two pipes that were on it when it was racing. They're very tight. They'll be getting replaced. But she has a pair of Segoya race exhausts. So these are side by side. There's a little bit of repair done here and there. I think that's a repair anyway. Little bit rusty, but it's all surface rust, bit of road rash there. I'm assuming that one's closest to the road. It's that shape, so this one, same thing. A little bit of surface rust. I've started cleaning it, trying to get rid of the rust off it. So wire wheel is coming off, but I've exposed, there's one little pinhole there, and there's a couple of little pinholes here, so, and a dent there. So what I'll be doing with these, I have a dent blowout kit, so I'll be pressurizing these and making sure that they're not leaking anywhere. I'll cover them. I'll either cut out that little piece, because it is a lot of pinholes in the one spot, so I'm assuming that it's very thin there. That there looks like a hole was put in it by something, so I'd say that'll take a little spot weld, it'll be fine. The pipe itself is okay. They're very, very light. They weigh almost nothing, so they are a well-made race exhaust. So first things first anyway, I'm going to get at these and see can I prop this camera somewhere. Not easy with one hand, so yeah, I'm back wearing shoes but not walking too good. Where can I put this now that it's not going to fall over? There. That's probably the best view. So just pause it and I'll get the half socket now. at the back, but I'll get them all loosened. Getting on a key for that now. Get them all spun off now except for the one. Keeping those bolts back on at a later date. That crusty stuff. It's a while since that was on the bike. Taps. You can bin that. Wow. It's amazing how bad they go. There's a lot of dust. See that finish, it's kind of dull, but that'll polish up. These will be possibly painted anyway. So those surfaces there I'll be more worried about. So, as you can see, it is cleaning up pretty good. And a little bit around here that I have done, that'll clean up good. So there's one usable part. I'm imagining, yeah, the bearings are seized. So I'll go ahead and put these bolts back in now. So I'll just leave him there now. I have the bolts back in him. I know I have to get, I'm going to have to get sprockets obviously, and we still have no rear wheel, so spacers are needed here as well, or not spacers, the adjusters, the slide part, the nuts in here, and the bolt. That's all there. It needs to be unseized, it's very stuck, but I'm confident it will come out handy enough. This frame will have to get cleaned up. So you've this broken stud there, another screw broke here, that'll have to get drilled out or tapped out or whatever. As I say, there's the rear subframe. It's been cut, and this is for your shock absorber. So that's just for in there. It's seen better days. So all that will have to get cleaned up. Wire and loom. Another thing I'll have to go, I'll switch on another light. So yeah, a bit more light on the subject. Wire and loom. I'm going to have to go through this and see what's good and what's not good. But all the connectors are on the ends of them. Doesn't look like it's been cut anywhere too badly. Yeah, that connector is on there. That one's been cut off. If you can focus, yeah. Don't know what that's going to. But there's two bullet connectors here on the end of that wire, so I'll have to figure out all that. Yeah, that's part of the loom that goes forward. So then you have your ECU where he plugs in. Where is that fella now? He is there somewhere. Yeah. Loop. This is, yeah, this is off the other bike. That subframe was on the other bike, so that's where he plugs in. And is that off the other one? Let me have a look here on it. So yeah, just there's a bit of a mismatch. So this subframe, if I can figure it out. So there's another ECU somewhere. Just don't see where it is. It definitely came with the bike. But that's that part there. So that one there. And this one here, I have two of them. So pretty much two looms. There is another freaking yoke somewhere. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure there's two of these, but that's the Suzuki Air Power Control, whatever it's called. Advanced Power Control System, that's it. So, let's see the numbers on that. But as far as I'm aware, this is all vj22. None of this is vj21. A bit confusing now when I get down to the two stator covers. One of them is this one. It's fairly dirty and corroded. Same with this one. It's pretty dirty and corroded. But this one has the sprocket cover attached to it. This one doesn't have one, so I'd imagine it's a separate unit. Or was it cut off? Actually, you know what? That looks like it was cut off. Yeah, that's okay. That makes sense. They've probably done that for racing. Probably cut them off. Quick access to the sprocket for changing your gear ratios. So, which one I use now is irrelevant really. But yeah, some pretty crusty stuff in here now. I'll clean it up and see is it working. That'll be one of the steps that I'll be doing, but I'll be soaking it in some penetrating oil before I go try and take it apart. Has the same two of them. That's the same as that one. Same color wires. And this one has a separate black and white wire. This one doesn't have that black and white wire, but it might be in there somewhere. I'm sure if I trace it along here I'll find it. There's two pickups, one there and one there. This one here has a pickup here and a pickup here. So they seem the same. Same amount of poles. There's a lot of leaf matter and dirt in there. Whether these ever work again, I don't know. I'll have to really. This one here looks in better nick. Some of these are very rusty. So that one might be junk, but the centers might be okay. Same with this one. I won't know until I get in there. So there are two parts and I'm going to have to go through. So next on the list is engines. Right, this engine exploded. The engine that was in that bike. And she put a great big hole there with the conrod. So I've just given these a quick wire wheel to see what can be done. I think that's fixable. I have a friend there who's pretty handy with it welding. TIG and MIG. So he's a TIG welder, he could probably fix that. That piece shouldn't be missing out there. So the conrod done a bit of damage, but that piece can be cut out and a new piece fitted in and welded, cleaned up with a Dremel, put back right. That's one option. The other option is just to go and get another set of cases. I don't know if this piece will fit on other engines or whether it's line board, which is probably the case. It's put together in line board as a matching pair. So I'd imagine that is the way they're done, but I don't know. So crankshafts, it's a bit rusty, but the conrods are all good. There was like a grease put on it, but it didn't stop this from going rusty. But the bearings are all nice and tight. They don't feel rough. They feel like there's grease in there. They don't spin very free, but they are very smooth, if you understand me. I will replace these seals. There's one there, and the other one's just there. So I'll replace those seals. Apparently this seal doesn't need to be replaced, but I don't know. I'd imagine it should be, but don't know. If I can get, I'll get two side bearings, one there and one there, and I don't have to split the crank. These bearings are actually very clean, even though there's a bit of surface corrosion on the rods. The bearings themselves are actually quite clean, so I don't mind using them again. I'll have to check the end float, but there's no slop, there's no play in them. There's just that end float. But the other crankshafts that I've seen, I got 3 cranks. This one's junk anyway. It's just been out in the rain or whatever. Those bearings are actually alright. These ones feel like they're gummed. I wouldn't use that again. That one there don't feel too bad. That one there, again an open bearing, so plenty of dirt and rubbish in it, but good crankshaft halves. The nuts are good on them. This side as well. If they hadn't been stored in the rain, it would have been fine. That gear is nice and clean in there. Someone stored it in the rain, so is there a keyway slot? Yeah, there's a keyway slot but no keyway. Little spider. The keyway is up here. Feel it. So yeah. So we have a crankshaft and a half, and if we go up here, so I got the crankshaft that came out of this bike. feels a bit free but a bit rough. He's just as loose as the other one. He's stuck. That was left open. That was the conrod that broke. Went out through the block. There's the other conrod. Wrist pin in it. A bit rusty. Haven't tried opening any of these or them, but this looks okay. Fly wheel looks fine. So I'll be making a good crankshaft out of 3 of them. So next on the list of what ifs is the cylinders. So WP, what's that supposed to mean? Not sure, but that's the markings on that. 22. So does that mean it's vj22? I'm sure, I don't know. Markings on that cylinder. Same on this one. E2 and 22 DO, is it? So both cylinders look the same markings on them. This one has a plate here for the cables, I'm sure. Don't know what goes on that, maybe another plate. Condition of the cylinder. It doesn't look like it's damaged, but it needs a replate because you see up here some of it started to flake off. So just stored badly. So that's peeling off with my finger. So number 1 plate cylinder, usable, but we need a really good clean up, and I'll give it a little hone out and just see that there's no damage on any of the ports or cracks. That's where your power valves goes in. Having a lot of power valves, I have a complete set for one side and one for the other side, so but they're the old style with the pin in it, so I'm thinking if we're going race bike or doing anything like that, we'll be getting the updated ones with it's like an oval slotted unit. So that's one cylinder over there, and same story with this one, although the plate is not coming off it. It's a bit dirty. Let's see down in it. There's no sign of damage that it's caught the cylinder and made bits of it. And that's what happens with these, with the power valves that fall in. Cause destruction. So is this one being worked? Looks like there's maybe a little bit of port work done in it. These have been cleaned somewhat. Sharp edges removed. Let's see, is this one the same? Yeah, it's pretty much the same. It's not the same amount. This one's got a little bit less grinding done on it. See the way he comes to a point. So if I am using these, it'll have to be matched. The way that one's got that square dull edge, this one doesn't. So these haven't been touched, I don't think. Yeah, that little bit there is where this one's been kind of knife edged. Some of it removed. Imagine these pockets are deeper. Just a slight bit. Yeah, so the cylinders will certainly need some sort of reconditioning of some sort. I'd imagine both cylinders are the same in an RG or RGV, just they're obviously one's upside down orientation. But then it comes to cylinder heads. I showed you these in the last one. Oops. So these two, I think it's these two, are similarly matched. Yeah, these ones look the same. So there's a pair of heads. They'll be getting resurfaced anyway, so I'm not worried about leaving them down on their face. These are another two. If anyone can tell me what's the difference. These ones don't have a deep. So this one's shallow. I remember saying that this one has a step. Don't know what that's for. It's one of these vj22 and one set is vj22. They're 22, they're both marked the same. E1, there's a dot after it. E2, don't know. Just sees the, yeah, E1, E2, E1. So one's a top head and the other one's a bottom head, is it? That I don't know. They look like you could just swap them around. From one head to the other. Have a look at this way now. Yeah, it does look like that, but that might not be the case. I don't know. Anyone knows? Right. Now onto the engine. So I pulled the cover off that, got the crank out. Took off the clutch plates off it. There's an exhaust seal. Gearbox turns nice and smooth inside. That's nice and smooth, so even though it was stored outside under a cover, it's still pretty free. A little bit of surface rust on the gears, which I'll be wire wheeling off. I can vapor blast all this anyway, so I'm not too concerned. I have another engine case here, so M5027. If anyone knows by the serial numbers the age of these, you could get in contact with me. I'll flip this over on the side now. We're getting the right way up. Here's that number. Sorry, now just trying to orientate this that way. The number is down here somewhere. So, right, I'll get some door clean that way. So the serial number of that one is 110686. No M, no nothing like that. And the other engine down. That's just a bare case. A few good bits in it probably, but this one here now has a complete gearbox, and it was turning. It's locked up for a minute. This one has 106,251. So a bit of surface corrosion on it, but yeah, it is turning. Just the other day it stuck for some reason. I think it's stuck between two gears. So she's fairly locked there now. But good kickstart lever on it, mechanism. Yeah, I don't know what I did with it the other day. But gear change adjuster, selector, that's all there. So it might be a good gearbox when I open it up. I'd imagine it's kept inside the case, it should be okay, because it is oily inside. Then we're down to reed valves. So one complete reed valve there, and on the other engine there is another complete reed, I think. Oh, sorry, it's on that part. Yeah, so I have two complete reed cages, and I have a selection of these spares. I think there's another boot somewhere, one of those, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spare cages. So anyone needs a spare cage, reed cage, let me know. Some of them have the metal still on them, that one still has a pedal still there. Yeah, and one spare boot. I think there is another one somewhere. Then we get down to the other bits. So electronics wise, that is a throttle position sensor. I have two of those. One over here as well. So they rotate anyway, so they're both moving. So I can put that with the spares. I'll have to test them and see that they're both working. Before I put it up on eBay, I always make sure it's working. Calipers, there's a set on the bike with braided hoses, and your master cylinder is there as well. Probably all need resealing. There's a spare set here. So for the moment anyway, I'm going to put these in the parts pile. So anyone that's looking out for an original set, they are there. Right, I might as well tackle these exhausts and see what's what. Genuine Suzuki. There's the marking on them. Yeah, 22D1, 2. And I think this is the comrade of him. D1, 2, Suzuki, in good nick. There's a few little rust scratches, no, they're not even rust, dirt. So I might clean them up, give them a polish, and see what they come out like. The rivet is rusty on that one. Actually, there's another one here is better. Here you go. Yeah, that one there has the end chopped off for some reason. Someone wanted to get in there. So there's two genuine Suzuki exhausts. I'd imagine they're right and a left. How would you know? I don't know. Yeah, they all have the carrier on the same side. There you go. Ah yeah, there's a D1 and this other one is D0. So there's a matching pair with the rubbers. That looks like a rust stain. It's not actually the pipe that's rusty. Yeah, it's just whatever was touching off it and when it was stored was rusty, and that's just watermark. A little bit of rust there, a little bit of rust there, but I think that'll clean up pretty good. Matching pair. This one here, God, you'd have to be bad up for a pipe if you want that. So that one might be going in the rubbish pile. That's a D1. I'll probably just flog them all on. These ones here then are very light race exhausts, so they're handy to have. So I know that one's battered to death. Yeah, it's all a bit loose inside as well. I think these can open though, yeah. So you can pull those baffles out. Same with that one. So I'll put them over in that pile. Should be keeping those. And if I can take it apart, I can open them up and take them down south. Put a mandrel in it or something, or cut the end off them and get my friend to redo them and re-weld them. He's a good welder. So, right. So, just bring that over there now. So there's a subframe. Good bit of rust. What have you? But just surface rust really. All the lugs are there, it's not cut. Yeah. A bit of good clean now and a painting, that'll be fine. I'd say get it blasted. Sandblast or walnut shells or whatever. Don't know what that bracket is for. Holding on to something, but won't be needing a rectifier. That's probably good. Have to test the one on the other side, make sure it's okay before I get rid of it. Fuel tank. Put on the light. Nope. Low battery. Anyway, you can't really see, but it's very clean in there. So one tank will be going. Race fairings, be keeping that top one. Those sides, they're in pretty good nick. Original exhaust, blown of course, pretty rusty. So if someone has one and they want bits cut out of it or whatever, you can have that. That now it'll go into the scrap for the scrap man. Yeah, so I'll put this gearbox over here. He'll be going on eBay when I've cleaned them up. So getting there. This case as well. See, it's pretty dirty. A bit of corrosion on it, but he will clean up with a vapor blast. Again, hoses, stuff like that, I'll replace all of them anyway. So I'm sure it's going to the oil pump. Yeah, I'd say that one is for operating an oil pump. I'm sure there's an oil pump in there. So there's a cable for an oil pump. There's your oil feed for your oil pump, and then you have two, I thought it'd be three oilers. So that's how they get their oil. Race bike is probably going to be put in a different way. Airbox. So we have airbox, no air filters. So that'll be going in this section. That's some sort of an air boot. Don't know if that goes on the race bike or not, but clocks. This has a race clock, so you have no rev counter or no speedometer, just a rev counter. So I'll keep him there. And he has this one as well. The clock is in nice condition. So yeah, there's your where your lights go. Can't see it in that. Maybe we'll put it up against something. Yeah, there we go. So you have your horn. Is it? No. Turn signal. If you can focus. Oil light, neutral, and high beam. So there's a nice little clock. If someone's looking for clocks. A bit rusty in the background, but that one's not. Just needs to be cleaned. So they'll be going in this pile. Most important thing now is the carbs. I'll be checking these out. Where's it written what they are? They're McCoonies anyway, and I'm pretty sure they are the right ones. That one's marked R, that one's marked L. Have to measure them now to make sure they're the right carburetor for it. I don't see any model number. Let me have a look. So yeah, carburetors. I just threw a gauge on them. It looks like they're 32mm carburetors, which is I think the vj22. So they're probably not the right carbs for me. What's this going? Yeah, not sure. See a choke? Yeah, the rest of the choke is missing. I use a choke. Yeah. Oh, this one's screwing off. Let's see what's underneath this. A spring. And another choke. Yeah. So these were blocked off somehow. A bit of gasket paste by the looks of it. Okay, I'm back in there now. So, and one of the float bolts is off, but I found the screws in the bag, so they're all there. He is missing the emulsion tube or the jet, or both. I'd have to take that one off to have a look and see what's inside them. But yeah, the cables are there, both working slides. The fuel pipes are there, both feeds. So she's looking pretty good that way. If they're not the carbs for me, I will be putting them on eBay. but for now I'll just put them back in the bag that came in for handiness. Down to radiators now. Looks like I've two decent radiators. They are dirty, they need to be cleaned. This one has an extra pipe welded into them. So what is that the drain plug? And someone's put that looks straight through. Yeah, what's going on here? Right. Oh yeah, upside down. Right. Yeah, that way. Right. So that pipe there, that one there. So they're the same radiator, but that looks like a drain plug. Ah, it's threaded, so it's just a bigger drain, faster drain maybe. Someone's done that. So yeah, the thread's probably gone in that, and that would have a big thread. So that's that. So which one do I keep? Two brackets seem to be missing off this one. Two other brackets are there. So I'll keep this one, I think. Put that one over in the eBay pile. Another rubber boot incidentally. This plastic actually. So I'll leave him there. Another throttle position sensor, which I don't need. Yeah, I'll have that one over there. So you have your throttle position, two cables. I don't know how they're wired up or rigged up, but I'm sure I'll find out. So that's the second one of those. Exactly the same. So 3 of those now. Put this radiator here. So engine cradles, that's a good one. This one's good as well, but someone's welded in a piece. It's not a bad weld. I mean, not terrible bad. So it's still a good engine cradle. I'd be selling that very cheap. Anyone that wants one. Same with that radiator. Battery box. There's one over there, so I'll just get rid of this one. I'll get rid of both of them actually. He still has that unit attached to him. Yeah, brake pipes for them. Don't know what exactly they're off of, but we might be needing one for the back. I think I need a back caliper anyway, so leave them in that pile. Ooh, I'm getting through them anyway. Clutch cover. I've only got one of these, so I've no cover for the water pump, so I'll have to get one of those. I started wire wheeling him, so he'll be getting vapor blasted. Plastic gear down for the water pump, and the impeller down for the water pump itself. So here's the clutch shaft still in it, so he'll be going into that part. Next part down is power valve servos. There's that throttle linkage, position sensor. So I have a servo for the power valve, thermostat housing, fill cap, that's all there. Idle air control. These have a fairly modern system. Wire loom doesn't look too bad, doesn't look cut either, it's just been taped up. I've taken the tape back off it, so it doesn't look like it's cut anywhere, everywhere, so I'm assuming it's a good loom. So yeah, power valve, what's this do? Oh, it's just cobweb. Yeah, so water pipes, probably be getting new water pipes. This then is the, can you see it now? Oh, wire end. Power valve motor. Doesn't say it on it, but Denki. And thermostat housing, so fill cap. So this will be going over into the parts. Then we have covers for power valves. There's one with a nipple on it, one without, so that's probably the best two. And then I have two more that are just plain, there's no end on them. So these ones are going geepies, and these ones are eBays. They're that apart, chain guard, don't know where it goes, it looks like a chain guard, so I'll throw him into the keep part. Only one of those. These are for holding on to your power valves on the head. I already have one, might need another one, I'm not sure. One of them's slotted and one of them's not. So is that a feature? Doesn't look like someone's cut them. It looks like they're, oh, let's see what it is. They have a metal cage thing on it. So next up now is power valve shafts. There's 2, 3, couple of wheels, springs still on them. So I'll just have to go through what's there, see if there's rights and lefts or whatnot. And then levers, handlebars I'm going to need a set. Rear sets definitely going to need a set, they're all over the shop. So billet one here, Declan Kyo Racing. So it's a fairly beefy piece of metal. And yeah, that wasn't going to break. Looks like that's a made up one as well. Some sort of a made up plate, don't know what that's for. And then standard rear pegs, linkages, probably have enough of that. So I'll leave it there for today's video. I've plenty to be cracking on with. Just have to sit down now and work out what's missing. Rear wheel, rear brake cylinder, a caliper, master cylinder's missing for the back. A few little bits and pieces like that. To check out the condition of the forks. So to finish up the video now, fairings. These are the race ones. They're not great, but they're okay. They haven't been repaired too many times. One little bit there. So as far as racing is concerned, that's a perfect set. Let's check this one out. Yeah, they're okay. They'll be good for racing. That's a TZ. with a corner missing off it. And as I say, that's the extra fuel tank. So, and the extra bits then are road fairings. Anyone wants them, hit me up in the comments. I won't be hard on anyone. I'd rather sell them as a set, the whole lot. They're not perfect, but there you go. What can you do? They will fix up okay. They've got the 3 slots in it. What difference that makes. vj22 on the side. So I'll leave it at that for today's video, guys. As always, like, comment, subscribe. I want to hear your comments on this. Forks, don't know, they're a bit iffy. Front wheel discs all look okay. So I'd like to hear your comments. There's a little bit of pitting on these, so I'm probably going to need new legs. I do see sets for sale on eBay. I think they're Chinese. I don't know if they're any good or not. Maybe if anyone has tried them already and they are okay, just let me know. So for that, I will go over and out. Speak to you in the next one.